Hi, I'm Lynn with Blue Knight Rubber Stamps, and today I'm going to go over the very basics of PanPastels. I want you to see how smooth they go into your paper, and also we'll go over which colors blend nicely together and which colors should not be blended together. I want to start by showing you the two palettes that we carry. The PanPastel company created them exclusively for Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. So we have the day and night set and the sunrise sunset set. They each come with 7 colors. So we have a darker blue, medium blue, and this is called teal, but I really use it for the light blue. A purple, black, green, and white. So for the sunset, then we have the red, orange, yellow, magenta, burnt sienna, I think that's burnt sienna shade, and that's a red iron oxide and a white. I did include white in both sets because you can mix your colors on the side of your paper and get almost every color you need. Now for the extra 3 spaces, I actually carry a few extra colors to fill in. So this is burnt sienna tint. It pairs well with the burnt sienna shade, and you can make 3 or 4 different shades of brown with this. And I like this bright yellow green to go with the green. So I often start my grass with the green and then do shading with the darker green. This is red iron oxide tint, and it's actually kind of pinky. So it pairs very well with the magenta or the red iron oxide. So we also have a rich gold and a bronze, and I use those for sand on top of the burnt sienna tint. That would be the lighter brown, and that gives you a sandy look with a little bit of a shimmer. And then lastly, it's always good to have the colorless blender because that's what will elongate your color and help your blending, and I'll show you all of that in just a minute. I'll put these up and I'll bring out the ones that I use. And you can see I have the extra colors in there. So, oh, something else I did want to mention is each set comes with starter sponges. It comes with a little bar sponge, then a bigger sponge, and then a tool that's kind of like a wand. And really it gives you good options to figure out what you feel most comfortable with. I tend to use the bar sponges the most, but the other ones work just as well. Alright, so one of the first things you want to do before you start coloring with anything is know a little bit about color. And the reason I'm explaining this is I didn't realize this until last year. So you never want to mix your 3 primary colors together, which would be red, yellow, and blue. That will give you that ugly brown that, at least when I colored, I was like, I used too many colors, I got brown, but I didn't know why. So, which that means is you can do blue and green, and you can do blue and purple. You can do red and orange and red and purple, but you can't do yellow and purple because purple's made out of blue and red, and then yellow would make the 3rd. So anyway, now we'll get started. So I usually use 1 sponge for my sunset colors and then 1 for my day-night colors. And you do clean them off in between, and you just use a dry paper towel. So we're going to start with the red, and this is the real wow factor. The first time I ever did this, I was like, look at all that color. It's bright, it's brilliant, it's a true red, it's beautiful. So you just can do it as much as you want. And then again, you just use a dry paper towel until you don't get any more color. And I'm going to go into the orange. I'm very heavy-handed, but you really don't get a whole lot of dust with this. It's like dry painting. Same thing, I'm just going to clean my sponge off. And you notice I'm actually going from dark to light. When I color my scenes, I go from light to dark because then I don't really have to clean in between, but I think it's good for you to see I actually went from red to orange and got a true orange. Now I'm going from orange to yellow, and again getting a beautiful yellow. Now I'm going to blend them together, so I just keep going over. Okay, and this is where the colorless blender comes in. The other thing about it being dry paint, I don't really have to worry too much about getting a little bit of red or yellow in there, because all I have to do is take another sponge and clean it right off. Since it's not wet, it won't get contaminated. Now you can see how with the colorless blender, it just starts blending everything together. Okay, so and then I can just keep going with that. And you know, that's just a very simple sunrise. So now we're going to do with our day and night set. And this one I will start with the lighter color. Let me turn my paper this way. And I use this color mainly for my sky, but sometimes I'll use it for my, my water. It depends on what I actually want to achieve or how light my sky is. And I'm going with the darker. This is my favorite color, blue. I think it just is nice and rich, so I usually use that for my water. That's called phthalo blue, and it's spelled very strangely. It's difficult to say. And then I can put my purple. I'm going to clean my sponge off real good. And get some of that colorless blender. And the beauty of the PanPastels is also, if you don't like the look you're getting, you can just keep working with them. Your paper doesn't wear out because it's dry instead of wet. You can see how I added a little bit more of the light blue, and it's just blending in nicely. I'll blend that into that better. So that's a real basic view of what the PanPastels can do. I also did want to show you how you can use your little tool, and it really works pretty much the same way. And you can actually then get a little smaller line if you'd like. And these are what I like to use when I color my scenes. These are called the mini applicators. And you can get in, like if you're doing flowers, you can get into the petals real nice and easy. And just get a little bit finer detail. But one of the things I like about PanPastels the best is that it's erasable. So I call that stress-free coloring. And it is a little harder to erase if you've used the colorless blender. But it will erase completely. The other thing I wanted to show you was blending your colors. So if I wanted to get gray, I just take a little bit of black. It's very vibrant. And then some of the white. And now I've got gray. And if I want it to be lighter, I just keep adding more white. So, and I have used this on the walls with some of my scenes. The other colors that you can do are with the red and the white, and then you get a beautiful pink. Now I don't have white in both of these, just because I wanted room for all the other colors. So there's the red, and see what a pretty pink that is. So you can get all different shades of pink. You can add a little bit of yellow and get more of a coral color, and you just work it till you get the color that you want. And then this becomes your little palette. I guess the other thing I wanted to show you also was to get our 3 shades of brown. And so this is the sienna, burnt sienna tint. And this is burnt sienna shade. So I'm gonna, in the middle, get both. And actually there's brown on there. So, and again, you just go over it until you get the color you want. This is very convenient when you want to do a little bit of shading with a dirt road or even with the sandy beach. I usually use the base of that burnt sienna tint. And then with the beach, you can actually then add your bronze, and I'll show you that real quick as well. Let me show you that on this paper. So if you want a sandy beach, put a little bit of bronze over it. And it actually gives a little, I don't think you can see this, but it gives you a little shimmer, or you can use the gold, and that's why I have both of them. So those are, you can experiment and mix your different colors. Like I said, just make sure you don't use your 3 primary colors. You'll get an icky, kind of a gray brown look. So if you have any questions, you can write to me on our Facebook page. That's Fans of Blue Knight Rubber Stamps. You can go to our website, blueknightrubberstamps.com, and there's a contact form. You can write to us and we'll answer you from there as well. So anyway, I hope this was helpful and you enjoy your pan pastels. Happy stamping!